process, like when somebody wants to come and have an issue with maybe noise?
So the first, if you have an issue about noise pollution in your neighborhood, you write a petition, you bring to the office. If you cannot come to the office, you can call any of these numbers: 080-3666-7049, 070-463-5125, 081-504-586-39 and 38. Or you can visit us on the info@lasepa.gov.ng or www.lasepa.gov.ng.
Okay, so after people,
after the petition or the
mm-hmm.
complaint, we go down there first. We ascertain the level of what you have complained about. Then we invite, maybe if possible, if the complainant really want to sit down, we invite the complainant and what you are complaining about, we bring both together, right? Then we give directives. Maybe there's need for you to reduce the number of speakers you're using, or maybe there's need for you to bring down the all speakers you have outside there, or you definitely, if there's need for you to enclose your premises. Definitely, if it's a clubhouse or religious houses or anything like that, definitely they need to have acoustic walls to soundproof their premises.
Okay. Yeah. So, can you now really explain what the ban is and the law? Because what is out there is they've completely banned live music, and they've told, what's it called again, bars and restaurants that sell things on the roadside to park and go because they don't want any noise from them and they want them. So can you just explain?
That's not the way what we said was that if you have like a beer parlour on the street that people sit on the street and you have a live band, definitely your activities will disturb the neighborhood, all right? If there's going to be that, definitely you need to obtain a permit and notify the community. You understand? Oh, we're going to have a live band in this neighborhood for how many hours? 2 or 3 hours. You prepare the mind of your neighbors, all right? So it's not that we ban or totally ban all these things. You understand? No, we never banned anything. What we said was that you have to have a permit for all these things, so that when we prepare the minds of the community, even if a complaint comes in, and say, oh, so and so brought a live band here, oh, we know about it, and we said, okay, it's going to be only for 3 or 4 hours. You understand? And it must not pass maybe 11 o'clock or 12 midnight. You understand what I'm saying now? So there's need for us or you to prepare the minds of your neighbors. That's what we said about the issue of the live band on the street. So if you have your club and your club is enclosed, there's nobody that can ask you not to have your live band there. Or you have your restaurant that is enclosed. Nobody can ask you not to have your live music there. You understand what I'm saying now? Okay. So the publication was a misconstruing of the what we said here to the president.
Okay, so what about churches and all these other places? So what you're trying to say in essence is that they should just at least turn down the volume.
Turn down the volume of the music.
When they are turning down the volume, how do they know at what level is normal? Or what's the standard for?
The agency, we've been assisting a lot of these religious houses and club owners to comply. I will use a test case. There's one of these churches we have in the island, Lekki, where the church has installed a noise meter at the entrance. So when the pastor is preaching and the noise level is getting higher, the meter start blinking red. So the pastor knows is going beyond the noise level. So it brings down the volume of the microphone. You understand? So some of these churches have been doing that now. We have been assisting them to all these aspects. So that's why I will tell you that the level of compliance between the religious houses and some other is getting higher in the state today.
Okay. Before I go into reactions of some of the people, I just also want to find out if the state will have a continuous orientation of what is happening, because while speaking to some of these people, they are still ignorant of a lot of things. They don't really understand fully the whole noise pollution thing and bringing down the sound. They feel the state is just trying to punish them, put them out of business.
No, you see, when you talk of sensitization or awareness, it's a continuous exercise, which we have been doing and we will continue doing. Even last year, we had what we call a Noiseless Lagos Summit, May 9th. And there's another one going to be held this year around May for the club owners and hotels in the state. The last year one was for the religious houses. This year is going to be for the club owners and hoteliers this year around May. So it's a continuous exercise which we must continue and we must not relent on that.
Okay.
And most of the time I'm always on the radio programs, sensitizing people on this issue of noise pollution. There are a lot of damages noise does to our system. Noise aggravates your blood pressure. Noise can let you to lose your memory. Yes, noise when you are over 115 decibel at the exposure period of 6 to 8 hours, it can lead to deafness. Apart from our hearing aids, noise affects your eyesight. So there are a lot of damages which we need to let the public know why we should not. And apart from noise also affect your sleeping habits. If there is a lot of noise, you cannot sleep well. And if you're on medication and you cannot sleep, the medication will not work on you. Right? So these are the damages noise does. And we have to be preaching this. We have to be talking about it everywhere I go. And many people out there really do understand, because many of the churches today in Lagos, they've heard about what we call the noise pollution. And they've heard about LASEPA all over now, compared to what it was about 4 or 5 years ago. You know, it's not going to be something you get rid of one day, right?
Yes.
It's something that is a continuous exercise.
Sure.
But we have a target by year 2020, we must have reduced the noise level in this state by about 90%.
Okay. Then I want to read 3 of the reactions based on people I've interviewed so far between day before yesterday and yesterday. One person said the issue he has with most of these things, based on the fact that they are banning live music, not before you mentioned this, is that when you do such things, you are taking away a source of income from people who play instruments and people who dance. For example, if they're going to ban it, like how they do with downfall bus, they want to get rid of, Lagos State wants to get rid of downfall bus, but there's a replacement. If they get rid of live bands, will there be a replacement for where these people can go to this thing? Before you said this, I'm just giving you a reaction.
And so let me answer that. So
okay.
When you now get back to such person, right? We are not banning anything, all right? You want to have like a one-man band on the street now, and you have a permit, or you have already notified the community. You understand? So there's nobody is banning anything here. So they can still contribute. We have to moderate it. The level of the noise has to be moderated.
Then another one is, if you clamp down on roadside bars, a lot of people who want to unwind and relax, who don't have money to afford the higher class, more enclosed bars, will, he was talking about suicidal tendencies in Lagos nowadays and people jumping into the lagoon. And he says, if you do that, you are just adding to the rate at which people become suicidal. Because music
we are aware of that.
souls.
We are aware of the suicidal attempts, and the state government is really, really, really concerned about that. That's why I will also always say is that I encourage people to ease their pressure. If it's through enjoy yourself by sitting down the roadside, you can do that, but I still continue to say that we must moderate, bring our music down to the level that we do not. I say, when you are disturbing the other neighbor, if that one too can go on suicide, right? Isn't it? That one too can, okay, I will give you an example of one here. Hold on. Can you listen to this? A gentleman one day wanted to go and bomb down a church because the man was frustrated from the noise. Yes. You see, is that not suicidal?
That's suicidal.
The man said he came back from abroad, and since he came from abroad, he has not been able to have enough rest. And the man came here, he said he bought 25 liters of petrol to go and buy. We said, no, you cannot take loss into your hand. We've seen many cases where you see people going out to religious houses to shout on these people, right? It's because they are frustrated. So in as much as we are looking at the other aspect, we have to look at the other people too, that you are frustrated. Because if they are not able to sleep, they are frustrated.
True.
Right? And they can do and undo.
Then one other thing that they mentioned is when they play the music, that's how people know. Let me use the Lagos Lingua Franca. That's how people know it's happening there.
It's happening there.
So if people can't know it's happening, how do you expect them to go and unwind? They just be sitting at home and feeling miserable.
But there are signs outside there that, oh, this is a bar. There is a bar outside there, right? And you see people, the influx of people going in and out of that place, right? It doesn't have to be that you use your activities to disturb the peace of others.
Sure.
You understand? I mean, we have elderly people in the state who go to bed as early as 7:30, 8 o'clock. But the moment you are using your own activities to disrupt their sleep, what are we doing now? We must take care and look after our elderly people, the old citizens. The moment we cannot take responsibility of our own citizens, then we have failed the government.
True. True.
You understand? So these are, all these things have pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages. So see, the advantages is that we have to moderate our sound. And secondly, look out for other people too. I must not disturb Mr. X because Mr. X is not coming to my bar, and I must not disturb him.
Okay, so you recommend that people, instead of blasting music for people to know what's happening there, they could put like signboards for people to see that they are.
No, definitely most of the bars in the States have signs. You understand? Even apart from putting the signboard outside, they have this type of light we used to call disco blinking lights. So definitely you know what is happening there. You understand what I'm saying now? Okay, look at that one. I gave you the one at Imafoluku. I'm not going to keep the street. I'm not going to advertise for them. Look at that down. There's no way you drive onto that street, you don't know that something is happening there. You see the girls beside the street there, and you know something is happening.
Okay, then one last thing. Somebody I talked to said it can't work 100%. That it will be more effective in places like the island. Most places on the mainland are suburbs, and people, the only way people can get to know where all these places are is when they make noise like that, because they're in open spaces, and putting out signposts and signboards might not really work for them, but the music works for them. So maybe it will work on the island where things are a little bit more organized than on this side of the world.
But you see, when we were growing, mainland like Yaba area used to be the Ikoyi of the Yabet. Everything has been bastardized. You go around there, people blaring music left and right. You understand? But we need to put sanity. Look, we definitely have to look out for the other people who are not in that class. You understand? The more everybody, there's in our constitution you have freedom to your life, right? So how can I have a freedom to my life and I see other people disturbing my life? You understand?
Yes, sir.
So we need to look at that area too. In as much as, look, I drink myself, but what about other people that don't drink? And they want to have their peace. So do we need to disturb them? Okay, look at a church, for example now. You have a church in a place now, and you have next building to that church, somebody who doesn't believe in Christianity or Islam, does he not have right to have his peace? He has the right. As long as you have the right to worship your own God, he has the right to his own peace. You understand? So there's need for you to moderate, to bring down your music and let him have his rest. You see, many Nigerians today don't know they even have high blood pressure. Yes, many Nigerians don't go for medical checkup. With loud sound, it can aggravate your blood pressure. But you see, many will just, when you see people slumming, you know what they say? It's a spiritual attack. It's never a spiritual attack. Go and check yourself out. You've been drinking, you've been listening, I mean, there's a lot of noise, you've been hearing this, and there are a lot of things happening to your system. Right? So we need to balance this thing. We don't want to ban this, we have to look at the other thing too for other people. You cannot tell them not to have their own peace.
Then one last. When you mentioned, I also thought about what about mosques? Because
I told you to.
Okay.
Mosque. When I say religious houses, I didn't say churches, but I didn't mention. You see, mosque is part of their doctrine to call to prayer in 3 minutes, and we only allow one speaker. After that 3 minutes, you cannot use that for other things, because okay, you are doing your prayer. It's none of my business. I'm a Christian. I don't want to get disturbed with what you are doing. She's a Muslim. Doesn't disturb me. All right. I'm a Christian. I was born into a Muslim home. Right. So it doesn't matter which one I do, but I must not use my own religion to disturb others.